Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. It has been so long since I've had the joy of recording an episode. I haven't been travelling, and having been travelling through Portugal, we are going to restart Manor Lords playing as the Portuguese. Now what I'm going to attempt to do is, Portugal has some absolutely beautiful towns and cities, very historical, absolutely gorgeous, and so I am going to attempt to recreate some of them. So we're going for the name Braganza. I have kind of attempted to shoehorn Portugal's shield, or should we say crest, into our shield. It's, as you can see, it's slightly the wrong shape. I do apologize. I'm not really the best at this stuff, if I'm perfectly honest. And we are going to jump forward. We're going to go on to a normal game as per usual. And the first thing we are going to be trying to do is, there is a beautiful town in Portugal on the coast. That would be the west coast, not the south coast. And what I am in essence going to do is I'm going to attempt to recreate that town in Manor Lords. Now that town is a town by the name of Obidos. It's a beautiful, small, historical town. You can walk from one end of it to the other in about 4 minutes. It's absolutely tiny, surrounded by a historical wall. Now it does have a castle in the corner, which I will be using my Manor Lord. My Manor Lord? I will be using myself for it. No, wait. I will be using my manor to represent the castle. And of course that means we will be trying to surround our town with walls. This game is not designed to do that. But of course, where there's a will, there's a way. Of course, let's read the message. We are going to retake the lands from the bad people. Claim all lands and regions. We are starting over here in Goldhof, right next to the Baron von Lovely Man, Baronut Hildebolt. And we have a rich deposit of wild animals, and that is it, which means we should have pretty good fertility, because you usually get 2 bonuses for every region. And we are next to a good bit of stone and clay, a good bit of berries, and so that will also probably be a fertile region. That should also... no, wait, that's got a rich iron. Berries and clay, and then down here we have a stone, so that should also be a good farming region. So that being the case, let's have a quick look, shall we? We go to construction. Emna fertility is very nice. Flax fertility, we got a couple of patches. Barley, once again, we got a couple of patches. Rye is, of course, rye. And, of course, then the other ones don't come under. Our underground water, oh, beautifully crisscrossing. Near enough everywhere. I mean, unless we, there are a few patches, like I wouldn't really recommend building down here. But, yep, it is looking quite nice. And then if we zoom in, we've kind of, by the looks of it, got a bit of high ground up here, and then our hill lovely slopes away all the way down to, of course, our wonderful river, which is just in... no, wait, is that the river? Yeah, that's the river, which is just inside our land. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our starting region. So yeah, very nice region indeed. And so we are going to choose, of course, to build ourselves on a hill. Now, I should probably pay attention to fertility, but as you can see, it's absolutely fantastic here. Flax fertility, I mean, we have a bit coming through here and a bit down here. Yeah, we got an average bit up here. And then barley, once again, we got a nice strip up by our stone. Looks like it's okay throughout the forest, and then we got a patch down the bottom and a patch down here just by the river. So yeah, I'm probably going to look to build it in about this region up here, give or take. And Obidos is basically, it's a very long and thin town. Now, of course, I say very, I'm exaggerating. As I said earlier, it takes about 4 minutes to get from one end to the other. If you walked around the walls, around the outside of the town, without stopping, I mean, it's an absolutely gorgeous thing, so it does actually take you quite a bit longer in reality. But if you do it without stopping, you'd probably get around in about kind of 15 minutes. It's a very small place. That's what we're going to look to do. So we're in essence going to look to build a long, thin town, kind of going along in this direction. The manor house in one end. It does actually have a town square in the middle with a church coming off it. And then long, thin roads. And of course, a beautiful, beautiful area all around it. So, with that in mind, I'm going to use this road we've already got because it's so lovingly placed, which comes all the way down here. And I am, in essence, going to go and basically start by making my kind of oval. As you can see, it's a bit more of a tier shape. Let's go ahead and maybe adjust. Oh no, I don't like that. That's not a very nice curved road. Yeah, that looks maybe a little bit more. Yep, we're going to go ahead and do that. And so that right there, that region I've gone and outlined, that is going to be our town. We have our resources just outside. Makes perfect sense to me. And we will, of course, have fields outside as well, because the town of Abidos is actually surrounded by some beautiful working fields. Now, I didn't go and visit these fields, you know, I didn't get up and close and personal them, so I believe they're potentially vineyards, but I could be wrong. But they are surrounded by several working fields. And something else I'm going to try and do is I'm actually going to try and keep a small forested region just... Well, I suppose I'll keep this forested region anyway, won't I? But keep a bit of a forested region just on the outside of this road. Simply because there is a forested region outside of town. Now, I'm kind of doing this backwards because, well, I suppose Abidos is mostly on a hill, but I feel like the forested region should be up north if I was really trying to nail it down. Because there is a lovely forested region just outside of the town, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to look to keep that. And so then, actually diving in and starting this one, as I said, there is a town square and a church right in the middle of this bad boy. So we are going to... Yeah, let's go and build a road right there. I'm literally gonna make a nice square into the middle. And this is going to be our town square. The church is going to be just outside of it. And then everything else is pretty much going to go left to right. Now, I realize I might have actually made this town a little bit too thin. What I might end up doing is this beautiful wall route I've curled round. I might actually as well go and we shall skirt the edge of town. And now, of course, I have no idea where my other road went. I think that's it there. And I think it kind of comes to there. I'm going to come all the way down to here. And we will, in fact, make the town a little bit wider, because I think I've made it myself a little bit too thin. So we have our lovely area here. There are, of course, I think at least 2, if not 3 churches in Abidos, it being an old Spanish town, and of course, Iberia, aka Spain and Portugal, being very religious back in the day. I'm not quite sure how religious it is today, but it was very, very religious back in the day. And so with that as well, this road is going to come down here. And it is also going to... and a snake up to here. And so my manor house will be down here somewhere. We can't really see where it's going to be. Why? Because, well, there's too much stuff in the way, quite frankly. And so we need to start logging all of this. And of course, we actually need to start building the buildings we need. So, first one we're going to go and build is our logging camp. Because, well, we need to start logging so we can start building our town, basically. So that's going to go there. And after the logging camp, of course, we need to go... We don't need Woodcutter's Lodge yet, or a saw pit. We don't need to replant our trees yet, because all of this is going to be forested. So that can all disappear from the get-go. And so, after logging camp, which I'm going to give very high priority, we need to go and... Whoops, I do apologize. I always do that. We are going to go and build our granary and storehouse. I'm a little bit more worried about the granary for now. And so we are going to go and stick this inside our town square. Along with our storehouse. However, can I fit in my storehouse without uprooting trees? I don't think I can. So it's going to wait for now. Well, I can. I can go in just there. Because I am going to try not to uproot trees other than by using them with my logging camp. So let's actually go ahead and press play on the game. And let's keep this moving forward. So, yeah, then we'll get to one pause. As we're not going to move it forward if I don't unpause the game. And so yeah, here we go. Our lovely ox called Nickel. He's going to start moving things along. And so once that's done, and we've got the granary and the storehouse built, we do of course need to keep an eye on food. We only have 4 months. And so one of the things that will of course come next under gathering is going to be my hunting camp. Now ideally this is going to be outside of town. Too steep to build. That's almost what I like to hear, but not when I'm actually trying to build something. Of course, there will be roads going up and down at some point soon as well. But for now, overlapped animal habitat will cause migration. Trees uprooted. Go and stick you in there. You will not have a stall. I am actually going to put you on high priority. So you will take over first from the granary and the storehouse.
Just give me a hammer and something needs to not move. I'll put it in its place.
Something needs to not move. We'll put it in its place. I am not going to order another ox because we don't have the stable space. There you go, we've almost got the logging camp. And whilst that's building in the background, then the last thing will... Pretty much, yeah, the last thing we will need will be houses. And so we've got a nice space up here, which is going to be inside our walls, which we can build some of our starting houses on. And now I must say, some of the houses in Obidos, some of which are now admittedly hotels, and some of which I'm sure what were converted into the restaurants and shops, are absolutely gorgeous. It's actually quite amazing how much greenery there is inside Obidos. It is absolutely gorgeous. And so with that in mind, let's go and just so we can get some connection coming up. That road might disappear later, but just to help us with things, for instance, like nickel, moving things around, we will get all that underway. Yes, we only have 2 timber left. I'm not quite sure where nickel is going, because we only have 1 out of 2 logs at our logging camp. Oh, there you go. No, he's just getting to the road. And yeah, he seems to be wandering off somewhere else. I definitely put that to very high. But no, there you go. So by not having the road, as you can see, he walked all the way over here before even hitting the road. So yeah, definitely throw that one in. Helps. And then... So yeah, that's a good point, actually. Is our hunting lodge built? Because it doesn't actually take any goods. A nice little free build on that one. But yeah, the next thing we will end up needing, like I said, is burgage plots, which will go along here. Now, the main street, which is kind of represented by this road. Goes through Obidos, is pretty much shops on either side. And then the houses are a bit further back. But of course, you know, we can't really line the main street with, or, you know, 20 shops and kind of get away with it in the gameplay version. So, you know, there will be slight variances, of course, because we are playing a game. This is not simply a 3D design construction builder. That's kind of just how it goes. I've heard of your renown in that conversation. Good old Hildebolt wants to have a conversation with us. Of course, I say nay. And the logging camp is up and running. Get 2 people in there. And yeah, pretty much just start cutting up what's around you, to be honest. Let's get a couple people in there. We will start, I say people, of course it's families. We'll start chopping some of this down, get some logs piled up, and then keep things moving. You have some spare parts. Okay, and have we actually managed... No, the hunting camp has not yet been built. That's fine. Go ahead and fast forward. Of course, again, just for ease, I am going to go ahead and put in... I'm going to go and extend this road, basically. Will make things a little bit easier. There will, of course, be joining roads between these, in essence, the outside roads and the inside roads once all of this is built and done. And so, of course, with that in mind, I am going first, extend this to this point. And I am then extend that to that point. Just to give us some interconnecting roads so people can get around and get on. There are, I mean, yeah, the road structure in Obidos, most of them, obviously the ones you've noticed are the long roads, of course, because they're the ones you mostly walk on. But there are quite a few roads, and there is a road I say road, these are streets. They're not really roads. You know, we always describe things as roads, but no, they're streets. And there is a street most of the way around the inside of the walls. So as well as being able to walk on the walls, you can walk around the inside of the walls. You could probably walk around the outside of the walls too, as well, if you tried. And trust me, it's kind of worth trying. It's a beautiful place. It really is a beautiful place. Could relocate. I could also attempt to upgrade if I get some planks. But yes, you keep building. Our hunting lodge. Still not built yet, huh? Interesting. I mean, these places are having goods delivered, but like I said, you would be expecting. Oh, there you go. It's getting built. We are down to 3 months' food. Go ahead and fast forward. Hunting camp is built. We'll kind of gonna play with that one a little bit and see how much of it I can ignore. Storehouse has some of its goods. Granary is getting some of its goods. And with that in mind, we have 6 timber ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get my burgage plots down now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I don't want to crowd the square too much. We do want some houses near to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build them coming off this road going down. What I, in essence, want to do, I'm going to build some quite fairly small ones, if I'm perfectly honest. No, let's go a little bit bigger. I do want a back garden, but pretty much only just. Yeah, that should do. Yeah, I don't think I can get them any smaller than that. So that's about as big as we want them. What I'm going to do is... going to... just to confirm... if I build... yep, that can be a double. That's more than fine. That should be space for... I'm going to go for... basically, yes, I want 2 more. A little bit bigger. Take that out a little bit. Not enough goods. Oh, really? Now I do. Let's kind of go and squeeze that in a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful. And then let's get one more timber, and I will chuck the last one down. I'm not too worried by the granary, because I'm going to be eating all my food very soon anyway. Of course, we do have a nice bit of firewood ready to go as well. Of course, what I also need is a market. What I'm actually going to do is, if we come to you and limit your work area, just because I want you clear my town square. And we've still got plenty of food, so I'm going to keep things simply building as they're building. Going to put the granary on low priority. Because again, hoping it doesn't get to raining. We're playing with things a little bit here. Let's put one person in the storehouse to start collecting some of our goods and get them out of the rain. And of course, I know he won't set up a firewood store quite yet because, well, I don't have a market. Oh, and homelessness has taken effect. We'll start to solve that shortly. They want more market space. Of course they do. Look at all those trees falling. The marketplace is being cleared. Oh, there comes that rain I was worried about. Quite alright. How are we doing with the storehouse? We're getting a good number of the goods inside. That's good. So all the goods are inside. You can be unassigned. Yes, we lost a little bit of bread, but we've still got 3 months' food. Oh, down to 2 months now. Let's go ahead. Put someone in the hunting camp. And let's also go and build. Now we should have, yes, lots of timber. I can even go and unassign you guys very quickly. Let's go and build our last needed house. What I want to do is, in essence, build a beautiful back garden. Hopefully, don't think I'm going to take out any trees, because like I said, I don't really want to do that. Nope, doesn't look like it. Think... no, I think I've managed to avoid all the trees. And this one, for all of you guys that have seen and played Manor Lords, this will of course become a vegetable garden. These ones are going to be probably more of chicken coops. Oh, there you go. Homelessness should be disappearing very shortly. Only one guy that's homeless. The granary is built. Get food inside the granary. We have plenty of timber, plenty of burgess pots, and so of course the next thing that generally needs to get built is the church, and to do that I need planks. Now of course, let's get ourselves a well as well. But absolutely no puns intended here, of course not. Puns don't turn up on this channel at all. So we're going to obviously put the well in the town square. For now, we will dot probably 1 or 2 extras around because it's always useful to have a couple more. And so also with that, let's go and place a marketplace. Again, not intended, folks. And this is 42. Should be far more than we will need. There you go. That's cleared the shrubbery. We didn't clear any of the big trees, which I've got no problem with that whatsoever. Settlement level has increased, which of course means that we've just gone and been given a beautiful bit of militia equipment. Let's form a new militia unit. And once we go and get ourselves some more families in, that will basically allow us get a full militia. Now I'm going to go and expand the living space. Simply because that will, in fact, allow us to get another family once we actually have the resources for it. And so, as I said on that, in terms of gathering, the next thing we need is a saw pit. Now, for now, I'm just going to go and put this opposite the logging camp. I'm going to go for a bit of efficiency before, of course, our town grows and we end up, in essence, making this a bit more aesthetic, a bit more, should we say, final stage. So, for instance, the logging camp and the saw pit will move out to their own, we say, industrial area, and the town will simply be the town. Now, of course, let's go ahead and rename this to Obidos. And of course, we have just gone and gotten a development point, but I'm not going to go and assign that quite yet. Now, I think for an area like this and this beautiful region, I think I am going to go orchardry. I think I want to go beekeeping as well. But I am going to have a proper look to actually see where I think all 6 of our points are going to go, so I can plan it out a little bit more. But I'll do that off camera in between episodes. And so we do still have some exposed goods. We do have someone in our granary, although they don't seem to be collecting our stuff. Oh, we do have a couple of things in storage. We have our hitching post. And that's actually it. We've gathered our supplies. Very nice, very nice. Or we've eaten them, one of the two. And then let's go ahead and relocate our hitching post down to here. These supplies will, of course, hopefully get picked up and relocated. As I was going to point it out, our homelessness is done. We didn't do too bad. We did have it going for more than 30 days. So we do unfortunately have that homelessness modifier. So I would like to say it currently says -2, but I only have 45%. Just because it hasn't actually managed to upgrade. Not upgrade, update for the month basically. But yeah, that'll turn itself around. But of course the biggest modifier and the easiest way to get that going is of course to simply build yourself your church. So once we get our saw pit underway, we shall simply get that going. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Let's get things moving. Get our burgage plot upgraded so we can go ahead and get that 6th family when we have over 50% approval. And of course, oh yes, our well. That has been built. Well. But on bunch. Sorry folks, I can't help it. It's like a disease. It's like bad punitis. It's punishable. Very, by death. I'm sorry, they're terrible. I know. Yeah. It's just a thing, you know. So anyway, moving back to the game. Now that the bad jokes are through and done, I think for now, beautiful. We're going and grabbing those. I think for now we are going to go and leave it there. We don't need anyone in our storehouse because we don't really have anything to store at this point. Oh, I suppose we do have some hides here, which we should probably get in the storehouse so our hunting camp doesn't stop producing, but we're doing okay for pretty much everything. And so, as I went and said, on that, we're probably going to go and leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Obidos has begun to exist. And we will continue to build this and other towns, basically, as we take over other regions. And so, on that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you are enjoying what is just a very humble beginning, and I hope you will come back and continue to join me as I try and build a roughly accurate town of Obidos. I hope you'll forgive me some artistic license. As you can see, we've kind of got this lovely curl going on. We are, of course, going to use this road down here and this road down here, although I think I might have to curl this up a little bit if I'm perfectly honest. But that is roughly going to be this lovely shape here. Is going to be our town walls. But like I said, so until then, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you'll come back. If you'd like to see any other towns of Portugal, I'll admit I only went to a few of them, but I can do my best and I can try and see what it looks like. And if you'd like to see any of those take over any of the other regions, whether they are potentially historically accurate in terms of the resources we have available, which is why I will leave it on this map for a brief second so you can go ahead and see it. Or if you'd simply like to see them because you love the towns, let me know, chuck it down in the comments down below. And of course, if you've enjoyed the video and you're still here, please do hit that like button because it massively helps the video, massively helps the channel, and massively helps me grow and brings a smile to my face. And so, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining me. And until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy.